Hello, Taurus, and welcome to another reading with Tiffany from Tiffanystarology. So good to see you again if you're a returning viewer, and if not, if this is your first time, thank you so much for being here. I do have some links for you guys in the description box with timestamps if you guys want to skip the shuffling portion of this video and go straight into the tarot reading. We'll be doing oracle card pulls at the very end, and if you want to connect with me outside of the YouTube space, I do have links in my description that also will show you how to get to my Instagram where we connect through that, as well as how to book a one-on-one reading with me. So Taurus, we're going to be doing a Celtic cross, but what I heard Spirit say for this month that I wanted to just clue all of my readers in, we're going to be doing a lot of crystal work and connecting with both amethyst and with rose quartz. So I have out my purple and my pink crystals today to bring in that energy for third eye activations, because we are going to be diving into a reading for March, and March lands in Pisces season. So we have a lot of Pisces energy that's coming through today. So let's dive into your reading. Spirit, what is the current situation for Taurus? What is the current situation for Taurus? I heard Spirit say very clearly that it might not be a forward direction up, but there is movement forward nonetheless. So that was what I got in my meditation before your cards. Current situation. Thank you, Spirit. Wow, 10 of Pentacles as the current situation. So Taurus, you are working on expanding your family, building your family. Some of you may have children that are about to be here, working new jobs to create a safer and more stable foundation for your family. That's wild. I have yet to have a sign with their first card being the 10 of Pentacles. What is your current challenge to that 10 of Pentacles? Wow, that's beautiful, Taurus. You're working hard. All right. Yes, this would make a lot of sense. 4 of Swords. So you might be working really hard, but you actually need to be resting. So there's this back and forth about how do I actually properly rest and take time to myself when I have so much that I need to do for my family. But you need to rest, Taurus. You really do. Like, you're not going to be any good for anybody if you don't have your energy. So what are Taurus's current strengths this month? And we're talking about March again. I know we're a little bit early, but trying to get these videos up for you guys before March so that we can get our mid-monthlies in there. Your current strength is the 9 of Swords. So you're currently honestly just moving and grooving through the issues that you're going through. Like, you're just like, you know what? I might be tired. I might be stressed. I might have a lot going against me, but I have got to keep going. So there's this resiliency within you. I'll definitely clarify that card. We will clarify anything that we need to. Sorry, I didn't even say. Your current area of focus for Taurus. That was the 7 of Wands that wanted to pop out. So you might be having to kind of defend yourself this month against other people, keeping your guard up, protecting yourself, your energy. Area of focus, the 8 of Wands. So how to orchestrate your way forward, how to move things in a direction that's beneficial, because she seems a little bit worried with that tornado there. So area of focus for you is going to be like, what is the pathway forward? How do I make things move forward in a way that I want? Near future for Taurus, you have the Devil and you have the Chariot. Okay, so I feel the energy of confusion that might be coming in because you're like, ooh, like, I don't know, all your worst fears might be wanting to come out, or second guessing yourself, second guessing your ability to do things. Recent past for Taurus. Recent past. Thank you. This is the 4 of Wands. So there was a celebration, a get-together, movement forward. If we are thinking about the Pentacles, maybe some of you guys just recently bought a house, got a new car. You guys are moving forward with a job. Some of you might be getting married as well. So that's beautiful. Or recently got married. Advice, Ace of Pentacles. You guys are really focusing on your future. And a lot of the times when we have the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like Spirit's advising you to understand that it's on the way. Again, what I heard is it might not be like a normal straight line up. There might be some zigzags to get up, but any movement forward is forward movement. Current environment. These are factors influencing you in your everyday life, Taurus, for better or for worse. All right, you have the Five of Swords, so you could be dealing with arguments, confrontations, people in your world that are kind of keeping you down, a lot of mental fatigue. And you also have the Two of Swords, so you're also in a place where you're having to make a decision between two different directions, two different options. Your hopes and fears for the month of March for Taurus. Hopes and fears. Four of Cups. I feel with that energy that you might just be growing weary of where you currently are. Like there's this need for you to make a change, transition. You're like, there's got to be more to life than this. And potential outcome for the month of March. Potential outcome for Taurus for the month of March. This is going to be a good one. Here we go. Love this. King of Swords. You're in your power by the end of this month. Big upswing of energy. All right. Bottom of the deck. You have the Lovers. So there is a big movement forward. I'm seeing a couple different things for you, Taurus. We have some of you who recently got married, some of you who recently bought property or you're moving, some of you who are getting ready to have children, and others of you who might just be really working on building a solid foundation for your future with your family in mind. And so the Lovers card is here to let me know that you are making decisions from the heart with people that you love. And also in business, there are new alliances, new things being formed that allow you to grow and to progress, which is beautiful. Love, love, love that energy. The Lovers card, that's a beautiful card as well. So again, with your current situation, Taurus, this is like all you could imagine in your future, right? Stability, the house, the home, the family, children. You're focused on that portion of your life. How can you bring it to reality? Because I don't necessarily feel like right now you're in it. I feel like this is what you want to be in. This is how you want to be formulating your future, what you are focused on at this current time. And so when we have this 10 of Pentacles, this does require a lot of work. So I see you putting in a lot of hard work in March that brings you that 10 of Pentacles, that raise, that eventual marriage, especially because that came up in the recent past. So if you guys are not married, maybe you just got engaged, like there's this emphasis on how can I develop the proper strategy for my family and myself to be successful and stable in our future. And there's so much emphasis being put on dedication, work, leveling up. And I love that for you. Let me see if there's any current information other than that 10 of Pentacles. Spirit wants us to know what else about their situation. Yes. Okay. So a lot of you Taurians are bringing a baby into this okay, Taurus, you or your partner could be getting pregnant this month. And if you're not currently pregnant, I feel like some of you might be starting to plan that pregnancy. Some of you might find out about that pregnancy. Some of you are already in the thick of the pregnancy. We're probably due this month for some of you. I just feel like Spirit saying, hold on. It's gonna be okay. But there's this fertility, this new idea, this new project. For those of you who have nothing to do with the baby, the Empress card, forgot to mention what it was. The Empress card could be about you bringing something into your 3D reality that you've been working on, like a project, a business idea, a baby of yours. Like we can think of a baby as an immature project, something that's just starting to take off, that you have a lot of love for, a lot of love towards. But I do think with Jupiter going into Taurus, there is going to be this increase. Well, it's kind of leaving Taurus soon, but with it being in Taurus, I should say, there's probably a lot of you who did expand. And a lot of the times for women, especially when Jupiter is in Taurus, is when there's an expansion of the physical body, and that could be pregnancy. So, wow. That's beautiful. So you're very focused on the family, but Spirit says, I see you, boo, that you actually need to rest. So if you've been putting way too much effort into your job, if you've been putting way too much effort into making money and you haven't been resting, you haven't been looking after yourself, this is a challenge for you. And Spirit is wanting you to pay attention to that and actually make the proper adjustments so that you can rest. Because what? We want you to have a healthy pregnancy. We want you to have a healthy life. We want you to not be so stressed about money, because ultimately, when this comes up as a challenge, you could be dealing with mental health issues. So you also might feel this need to go, do for your family. Maybe you're in the thick of trying to get pregnant and you're frustrated. Maybe you're in the thick of the pregnancy and you're tired. There is just this need for you to kind of reel it back, lay down, rest, do some self-care, and pray. I always love when we get the Four of Swords, because there's this time where, she's got her witch's hat off, her broom is up, the moon is out, the stars are there. You got to just focus on you right now. And you got to just believe that all these things that you desire, the home, the child, the project, whatever this is, it will all work itself out, but you have to actually be physically able to bring this to fruition. So I want you to take a little bit of extra time this month in March to focus on your mental health, your well-being, and mostly because that is then going to in turn affect your physical health. Okay. So not here as a doctor. I am a veterinarian, but just letting you know, we all know this, your physical well-being will affect your emotional well-being. So your strengths. This is an interesting card, I will say, for it to be a strength. I'm going to clarify this, but the Nine of Swords is about someone who has a lot of anxiety. Her room's a little bit disheveled. The sun is rising though. Most of the time in the Nine of Swords, you just see this darkness and it's nighttime. So it's I think what Spirit's trying to tell me to tell you is that you have been such a soldier. You've been rocking and rolling even when most people would give up. You still are trying to stay optimistic. You are seeing the sun rise when most of the time the sun is not even there. You have a lot on your plate. You have a lot that you need to accomplish, but you're taking it in stride. And every single day you're waking up, you're showing up, you're doing what you need to do. But again, your mental health is quite strained this month. You need to pay attention to what is going on around you. And you need to also say, hey, I need help when you need help. Say, hey, I need to rest today. Hey, I don't think I'm going to be able to actually go to that event with you guys because I'm going to stay home. Really reel it in, Taurus, because I don't want you to be in such a bad state of mind that you're really wanting all these beautiful things to come to pass, but then you are neglecting your mentality, your mind. So Spirit, what can we know about this strength of the Nine of Swords? Very interesting. I've never pulled that card for any sign so far for the strength. So that is an interesting card to pull. I don't know if it's always such a good thing though to be able to be the strong one in that situation. Take it as you want, but sometimes you just need to rest. All right. So we have the Page of Wands and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, so you're out here doing it. You're making things come to life. Again, we see a pregnant queen here. You're giving to others. You're doing all these things. You're showing up to your job. You're showing up for your family. You're showing up for the home. You're making, I can't say the word, but you're making blank happen right now. You're really putting yourself out there, and you have a job to do. You hold a very high position within your family, whether you're head of household, the mother of the household, newlywed, whatever the case is. There is an emphasis on your role as nurturer, caretaker. You may even already have children that you're taking care of, or just a lot of responsibilities. But with this being a strength of yours, you have to understand that even mom and, even dad, whoever you are, you need to take time to reel it in and hold back a little bit of your energy so that you don't run it out. Because another thing Spirit just showed me is, okay, in the tarot, we have pages, knights, queens, and kings. The page is the smallest of the three. I would say of the four. And the page is actually going to be the dimmest light. So your light is burning, but it's not burning super bright right now because you are dealing with so much on your plate. I'm going to go ahead and clarify the area of focus with the Eight of Wands, because we know the Eight of Wands is going to be you moving forward. But what else can we know about this area of focus that you'd like them to pay attention to, Spirit? Okay. Got it. So we got the Star card. Okay, let's do it like this. All right, so the Eight of Wands as your area of focus, and what I want you to think about with this area of focus is like where Spirit wants you to put energy, where Spirit wants you to pay a little extra attention. You're being told to pay attention to how life is moving, and I feel like it's moving a little chaotically. It's moving, but you see how it's spiraling and they're almost losing control of this forward momentum. I feel like you're doing it, you're making it happen, life is moving forward, but then all of a sudden you get caught up in this chaotic energy. And if you don't pay attention, I'll get back to the Star card, you're going to create almost a vortex of energy that takes you and everything around you out. So there is this need for you to focus on where is this energy actually going to, because if you have too much momentum, too much on your plate, too many things, you might actually overdo it. You might actually end up hurting yourself, sick, saying the wrong thing. Life might get a little bit chaotic, is what I feel. So Spirit says balance. We have one hand up, one hand down. The Star card is about healing. It's about intention. It's about bringing yourself to the water. And it's in traditional tarot, she has usually 1 foot on land, 1 in water. This particular one is not showing that, but there is this dichotomy of like, so within, so without. You have to bring everything back into focus right now, because if you continue to let yourself go off the rocker and you don't focus on the physical vessel that you're in, you are going to end up in a very chaotic place. So you can even just see the facial expression of the two people, a little bit worried, very calm. A little bit worried, very calm. Both of them are controlling a lot of things, but it's the energy of how you're controlling it. So if you need to delegate, if you need to ask for help, if you need to, again, cut off some of those people that are trying to take from you and invite you places and do stuff, I don't think you have the mental capacity to do that right now. You just have and even the physical capacity. So with your near future, I see that there's going to be this, like, should I go left or should I go right? You're going, but you don't necessarily know what you're doing. Again, the image I saw was this forward movement, but it wasn't quite a straight line. The devil will get in your ear and start making you doubt yourself, making you doubt your ability to move forward, telling you that you won't be able to get to where you want to go. And you can start to get overwhelmed, burdened, want to give up, losing a lot of energy, and start to think, you know what, it might just be easier if I do this or if I do that. And you don't want to take shortcuts right now. You want to do what needs to be done, and you need to believe in yourself, because this devil over here is going to highlight your fears. The devil is going to highlight where you have tendency maybe to self-sabotage. So I see like ice cream in one hand and money in the other. So it's like, are you maybe staying up late at night, binging on food that you shouldn't be, or not eating as healthy as you could? And now you're trying to figure out how to move your body, and it's like, oof, we're kind of too late into this pregnancy. Or you might hurt yourself because you're like, you know what, I need to get back in the gym. I just see like there's this mental area of your life. It's really sticking out to me, Taurus. The mental part of you needs a break. Don't allow the devil energy to come into your life and confuse you, make you feel like you need to do this or that and do it quickly. Take your time. you're gonna get there, but you don't need to rush, and you need to also make sure that you're making healthy choices and doing things that actually serve your best good, and you're not taking shortcuts or doing things that will lead you probably astray in due time. So that's your near future. That's your advice. Like, stay on the narrow path. Don't kind of diverge off because it might be easier or because you're trying to comfort yourself and then you end up sabotaging yourself. Recent past is the Four of Wands. So again, this is beautiful energy of you recently celebrated that pregnancy, that birth. The birth could be coming up. You could be celebrating also the fact that you're reaching a milestone at your job, or you and your partner recently got married or engaged. There was some kind of celebration that took place. And I feel like when that celebration took place is when you started to take off and say, hey, I need to take on these responsibilities. And I think that's beautiful energy for you to celebrate. It's perfect. But just understand that just because you recently went through this life-changing, wonderful experience, you don't have to put so much stress on your plate, because the people that are meant to be there with you, for you, will always be there no matter what. Spirit, what else can we know about the recent past for Taurus with the Four of Wands? I think Spirit just wants you to just be happy for yourself and understand, like, this is a time for you to just soak all that in. Stop doing so much. Let it soak in. Ace of Swords. Yeah, it's just like the truth of this new endeavor is probably hitting you in the head. Like, yeah, I did just become, this new parent, this new employee, have this new job. But you need to also like be honest with yourself about, okay, we're here, we made it, life is good. There's a lot of clarity that I've reached here, and this is how I move forward. And you move forward in a way that is healthy. Healthy, healthy, healthy. With your advice, with the Ace of Pentacles, your advice is to really just to keep going forward. I see this person looking at this coin in their hand. The sun is behind them. They're in a grassy field. The home is there. It's like you're moving from something that I would say almost like you're leaving it behind. I see the Six of Swords over here on the bottom of the deck. So you're like walking away from the old version of you. You're moving into something new. Spirit also is pointing this out to me. There's kind of like a more like modest home back here, and there's this big old castle here. So you are moving forward at a rate that is going to be successful. Don't feel this urge, this need to rush. Take it slow, take it easy. It's better to be successful than it is to just be like all over the place. Again, we don't want that energy of that tornado. We want to be able to walk freely into this new opportunity. And one of the things that I think I've had to learn in the last couple of months is opportunities meant for you will not pass you by. And if you have felt like you've been grabbing everything as tightly as you can to make it happen as quickly as you can, opportunities are not going to just pass you by. You're going to have to actually trust and believe that this Ace of Pentacles, this new opportunity, this baby, this home, this marriage, this job, it's going to be exactly what you need, exactly at the right time. And you don't have to do all the extra work to make it happen, to make it be successful, to build that foundation. Slow and steady will help you win your race. For your environment with the Five of Swords and the Two of Swords, I see you having to make some decisions, especially in regard to the relationships that you keep. There might be people in your life who are not supporting you. There are decisions that you need to make that will better you and your future. And you have to really pay attention to what is going on, because with the Five of Swords, this is a card of basically nobody wins. The person that's got all the swords and the other two people that don't, nobody's going to be happy. She's losing her help. And these two feel like they lost their swords. They lost their contribution here. So there could be a lot of going back and forth. Maybe you're not on the same page with your partner or people you work closely with at your job. And you might just be finding yourself trying to win at all costs, but in the process, making a lot of mistakes. And I don't think you're going to see those mistakes until later. And that's when you're going to have to make some decisions about which way do you go. I would be quiet this month if I could. I know this card isn't about keeping things quiet, but I would probably just be quiet. Allow the opportunities that are going to come into your life to come, and just be more observant. Because I feel like if you start saying things to the wrong people, if you start speaking up at the wrong time, or if you just feel like what is the energy? I just feel like less is more, and you will be able to make the decisions that help you usher in that 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like, especially for those of you who this is about a job, you need to be kind of careful about the company that you keep and the arguments that you have with those people. I'm not feeling that energy as much for my Taurians who are dealing with like pregnancy and birth and relationships. You might even, for some of you, be having some scuffles and issues with your significant other. And there's this need to just be very judicial about how you go about making decisions. And I see that coming up because you did end up with the King of Swords. With the hopes and fears, I just see you being very bored and very tired of how things have been, which is why you want to do all of this, why you're trying to push forward even in the midst of your current situations. You're like, Spirit, I'm tired of being in this situation. I'm tired of living in this home. I'm tired of never having money. I'm tired of feeling like I can't support my family. I'm tired of all these responsibilities on my plate. And your hope is that you can move past it into something better, and your fears are that you're going to stay in this stagnant state. But understand that there are better things coming for you. You just have to allow yourself to see the truth and the reality of where you are, learn from what you've been dealt, and again, even though you want to be out of the situation so badly, don't allow that feeling of apathy or boredom or just not being happy where you are to push you too far. You need to like let some things go, that's for sure, but don't let them go to the point that you're sabotaging yourself. For your potential outcome, we have the King of Swords. So I see you getting your mentality together by the end of this month. Like all of that drama, the Four of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Five of Swords, the Two of Swords, all of that negative energy. I feel like you finally come to some stone cold decisions and you make a lot more progress by the end of this month because you finally took matters into your own hands. And that's the honest truth. You're moving into something that is difficult, but you find your strength and you find your bearings by the end of the month, and you lay down the law and you say, okay, this is how I'm moving forward. This is what I want to do to make this money. This is how we're going to run this family unit. I'm tired of all the responsibilities on my plate. So there might be some major heart-to-hearts. I'm going to go ahead and clarify that for you. What is this King of Swords? Yeah, because I feel like some of you guys are just not speaking up for yourself and you're kind of internal. Yes. Okay. And Judgment on the bottom. Okay. So, Ten of Swords. A lot of swords, Taurus. Your mental health and your mentality. I will keep saying it this reading until you get it. It is most important. You end up having to come to this Knight of Swords energy by the end of the month because you have had it. There is too much on your plate. There is way too much. We want, again, I'm going to bring this up, to get to the Ten of Pentacles, but at what cost? At what cost? You will do it, but understand that it's going to take time. This rushing, this devil in your ear, it's not worth it. You are going to end up feeling like this by the end of the month and having to put your foot down because there's so much, like you're like so close to your broomstick, but you can't even reach it to get going and to get you moving. There's also that energy of, having to pay attention to how life is kind of happening around you because you might start getting things swirling in a bad way. So Taurus, just make sure that you are standing up for yourself, saying what you need to say and doing what you need to do. Judgment card on the bottom of the deck. This is a test. I know some people in the spiritual community don't like saying that word, but it's like a test from the universe, a test from spirit of will you actually stand up and advocate for yourself? And also, will you trust spirit that you truly have everything that you need to actually manifest this reality? Sometimes we work too hard when all we really need to do is manifest and trust in God. High Priestess is here as well. So some of you are really tapped in, but you're just like not listening to your own self. So, take it as it resonates. But I feel like a lot of you are going to be really grappling with this need to make decisions in love at your work, with your children, with a new business project, something that's going to make you a lot of money. And you have to just be willing to understand you can't do it all alone. And, you know, if this is something that is going to be mostly an undertaking by yourself, you have to take care of yourself. You're going to be no good to anybody else if you're not good to yourself. We're going to dive straight into your oracle and see, Spirit, what is it that you would like for Taurus to know? We're going to pull 2 cards. Yeah, Taurus, that reading took an interesting turn, but you have good intentions, but you just need to take care of yourself. All right, so our first card here is air magic. So this to me is that same energy as the King of Swords. You have to actually set proper boundaries, speak up for yourself, say what you mean what you say. And if you need help in any way, shape, or form, from the people around you, get that help. Don't allow yourself to just be stood over. And also, when I see him with the quill in his hand, make a plan, a proper plan, one that does not have to be executed overnight. Because in due time, I see divine information, divine opportunities coming in from source. And you need to evaluate the way that you're moving, the way that you're walking into this situation, and truly see for yourself whether or not you are moving in a way that is actually best for you. You know what I also noticed? We've got a lot of purple going on in here. So really connecting into your intuition, your third eye. Okay? Third eye. What is it that Spirit actually wants you to do? And then we have here seasonal harvest. So Spirit's very clear. This is going to be a season of harvest for you, and you will have other harvests. So like you might be able to harvest certain fruits and certain vegetables in the spring than you do in the summer, than you do in the fall, and even sometimes in the winter, depending on the plant. But you cannot harvest absolutely everything all at once, or you will essentially, like, it's impossible. You can't harvest an autumn harvestable vegetable in the springtime. But you can harvest certain flowers and things like that, certain herbs. It looks like that's what she's getting in the spring. And so take it season by season, day by day, and allow the doors that are supposed to open up for you to open up in their divine timing. You won't be able to bust through the glass ceiling all at once because you will end up inevitably hurting yourself. So take it slow and take care of yourself. All right, the last thing I'm going to do for you guys is we're going to pull a single word that Spirit wants you to focus on for the remainder of this month. Optimism. After each rainstorm, there will be clear skies. So if you have not been feeling very optimistic, if you've been feeling like things are not working out the way that you would like them to, Spirit says remain optimistic. After the storm clears, you will see your way forward. So I hope that this message met you where you needed to be met, Taurus. I'm wishing you so much success in all that you do. And until I see you again, send me a comment. Or I should say, leave me a comment below if any of this resonated with you. Let me know how March is going for you, or leading up to March if you see this before then, how life has been kind of tricky or not. And then also subscribe to the channel if you felt like this message resonated. I will see you guys again very soon for your mid-monthly reading. And until then, bye guys.